Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about Griftlands. I'm going to be talking about how it kind of compares to Slay the Spire because I have a good amount of time spent in Slay the Spire compared to this game so far. I only have probably about 8 hours or so in this game, and I think it's a pretty good game for what it tries to go out and go for. It's kind of more of a more story-based version of Slay the Spire, and it has a little bit more different type of combat. So we'll get into it right now. So first off, this is still an early access game, so it's still having a lot of updates constantly, and I really enjoy seeing that activity of constant updates and not having kind of like an early access game that hardly has an update, like probably like one that's every 6 months. Those are the type of early access I always hate and never buy. But this one, they seem to be doing it probably around every 2 weeks or so. There seems to be a new update. I'll give you an example of one where they added basically pets, where basically kind of imagine pretty freaky, futuristic, junky looking Pokemon that help you fight in either physical combat or in negotiation combat, which is basically you yelling at another person to convince them for whatever you're yelling them at for. So I'll give you an example where maybe if you want to have someone join your side for a future battle, basically, you just get into a negotiation battle with them, and then hopefully you win, and then they end up going to the next combat or negotiation with you in that scenario. So I feel like it's kind of a lot different in that aspect to Slay the Spire, but I feel like a lot of the things that I liked in Slay the Spire, like the really things I didn't think about at first, they really shine once I start playing this game. So there's a lot of dialogue in this game because it's more of a story heavy focused Slay the Spire, I would say. Definitely a lot of more lore around everything. But that kind of leads into the scenario where if I played the same story mission for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours at a time, then I really know where the story is going to be going and where I'm going to be, who I'm going to be fighting, and what's going to be going on. And at that point, I don't really care about the story if I already seen it 5 times or so. It just becomes overly redundant. And Slay the Spire, you don't really have any dialogue in that game, so you go through battle over battle like very, very quickly, and I feel like that speed makes it feel less burnout over the period of time that you're playing, because for this one it becomes so tedious to just click through the dialogue, and I don't know, that aspect really bothers me about it. But that's probably my main con about this game, where it just becomes more of a chore the longer you play, which is kind of unfortunate. And then I really like the art style here. It's kind of more, almost kind of like a comic book style. Someone told me they thought it was more like kind of like a Walking Dead a style video game, and I was like, it can be. I can see what you mean. But overall, I think the combat, the way that they handle it is really kind of interesting. I really like how there's a non-physical combat, and that's kind of a real cool aspect in here that I like over Slay the Spire, where it's not just me slamming my sword or casting spells on you to die. I really like how you can go about certain scenarios and just talking and yelling at this person to do whatever you want. So I really like that aspect. So I would probably say overall, though, with my 8 or so hours in it, I completed the game 2 different times in 2 different scenarios so far. And I felt like I just kept on getting more and more buildup of burnout as I went on, because I played this probably about 2 days in a row, 4 hours each, and just became more and more of a chore. But I did like the overall experience, so I would probably more rate this game more of probably like an 8 out of 10. I would probably put Slay the Spire as pretty much a 10 out of 10, because there's so much more you can do in that game, and there's a lot of mod support. And I feel like this game, it's going to be a lot harder to have mod support in, I feel like, because the art style is so unique that most mods would have a hard time really matching this type of art style. And I feel like there's no mod support, and I don't have any knowledge of any future mod support for this game. But I feel like the only mod support that would be easily implemented would possibly be like making custom card decks and stuff like that. That's the only amount of modding I could really see coming out in this game in the future. But who knows? Maybe they'll make it a lot easier to make even new character mods. But I wouldn't stretch that so much. So yeah, I'm also going to be having Monster Train come on as a review on the channel. So keep an open eye about that. And then I will comparing Griftlands to that game in the future. So, yeah. And then hopefully we'll see which one is better. Maybe Monster Train will be better than Slay the Spire and Griftlands, but I kind of doubt it. I think Slay the Spire really hit the nail with the hammer on this card deck building genre of games. So we'll just have to see though. I'm looking forward to it. All right. See you guys later. Thank you.